Okay, Republicans on the Senate Judiciary Committee mixing it up with former FBI Director James Comey today in a hearing about the Crossfire Hurricane operation and the origins of the Russia collusion investigation. Now, one of those senators, who's also the author of the brand new book, One Vote Away, about the U.S. Supreme Court, is a Republican from Texas, Ted Cruz. He joins us live to discuss these hot topics. Welcome back, Senator.
Thank you, Shannon. Great to be with you.
Okay, let's start with James Comey. Here is what former CIA Director John Brennan tweeted today as he was watching the hearing. Unsurprisingly, Lindsey Graham is willfully, brazenly, and cravenly misrepresenting the facts in today's Senate Judiciary hearing with Jim Comey. I'm so looking forward to the day when Graham, Trump, and the rest of their ilk are no longer associated with the U.S. government. Senator, I don't know if you're part of the ilk. I don't know. But what do you make of his characterization of that hearing today?
Well, John Brennan is one of the most partisan leftists to ever serve in the intelligence services. And John Brennan and James Comey were part of really some of the worst legacy of the Obama-Biden presidency, which it was the politicization of the FBI, the Department of Justice, the CIA. And, you know, James Comey today essentially gave the Sergeant Schultz defense. I see nothing. I know nothing. He claimed to be ignorant of everything that happened with the FBI targeting President Trump, engaging in a political persecution, going after General Flynn. And we now know that was directed from the very top, from the Oval Office, from Barack Obama, from Joe Biden, and indeed, in July of 2016, newly declassified documents show that the Hillary Clinton campaign initiated and suggested the plan to try to tie the Trump campaign to Russia. We now know that was a political persecution not based on facts.
Well, Senator, one thing I thought was interesting, he said he read that letter from DNI Ratcliffe and it didn't even make sense to him. So it was hard for him to answer a question on it. But he was also asked if he thinks that Vladimir Putin has something on President Trump. And he said, well, it's difficult to explain the president, meaning President Trump's conduct in any way. What did you make of that?
Oh, what I make of that is that Comey is in CYA mode. And he's now just making wild partisan accusations. So you know, we had a whole investigation, the special counsel investigation. They spent $40 million. They found zero evidence of collusion. Comey knows that. So he's just making wild accusations. You know, it was really striking when I had the opportunity to cross-examine Mr. Comey that I asked him about a lawyer on his staff who fraudulently altered a document, took an email from the CIA, fraudulently altered it, and then that document in turn was submitted to the court to deceive the court. That was criminal conduct, and Comey just claimed complete ignorance. And you know what? The FBI is not supposed to be political. The Department of Justice is not supposed to be political. The CIA is not supposed to be political, and they became the tools, as Mr. Comey admitted today, for investigating DNC Oppo research paid for by the Democratic National Committee. And the basis of it was this now discredited Steele report that was based on someone the FBI had investigated for being a Russian asset. It was corrupt from the get-go, and Comey and Brennan were right at the very top, along with Biden and Obama directing it.
Well, and that's why you said today, I think it was important to note that while you all continue to have disagreements and press these former leaders about this, there are thousands of good men and women in law enforcement and in these agencies who are working hard every day to protect us and do the right thing. So that's important. Okay, let's talk about this. You met with the Supreme Court nominee, Judge Barrett. I'd like to get your impressions on that. And also a number of Democrats, this seems to be the word, is illegitimate. They say, and even last night, the former vice president saying, I have no problem with her, which was interesting based on a earlier press release. He'd said that he did have problems with her, but he said it's the process. And that's what Democrats are saying now. They won't even meet with her because the entire thing is illegitimate. What did you make of your meeting? And do you think that you'll change any minds? She'll change any minds?
Well, I sat down with Judge Barrett yesterday, spent about 45 minutes with her at the Capitol. I was very impressed. She has impeccable credentials. And really what I was most impressed with was her temperament. It was quiet, scholarly, a very judicial temperament. She is an extraordinary scholar. I think she will make an excellent judge. And the Democrats, everything is political to them. Everything is hatred of the president. And I will say the Senate will take up and confirm Judge Barrett, and will do so by the end of the month. We'll do so before Election Day, and that's consistent with 200 years of precedent. 29 times there have been Supreme Court vacancies during presidential election years. Presidents have nominated justices in all 29 times. The 19 times that the Senate was the same party as the president, the Senate has confirmed 17 of those justices. The 10 times that the Senate and the president were of different parties, the Senate has confirmed only 2 of them. And so this is why Donald Trump was elected, to nominate principled constitutionalists. And this is why the Republican Senate was elected, to confirm principled constitutionalists. And you know, this is also why the new book you mentioned that I wrote, it came out just this week. It's called One Vote Away: How a Single Supreme Court Seat Can Change History. And what it does is, you know, before I was in the Senate, I was a Supreme Court litigator. I argued cases in front of the Supreme Court. And the book takes each of our constitutional rights, free speech, religious liberty, the Second Amendment, and it tells war stories of landmark cases at the court. It takes readers really behind the curtain, inside the court, to understand the justices. And what's striking is, on issue after issue after issue, the fundamental rights we have, the landmark cases, many of which I helped litigate, were 5-4. We're one vote away from losing our fundamental liberties, and that's why this confirmation is so important. It's also why the election in November is so important.
Well, I remember meeting you there years ago when you were arguing one of those cases, and I was covering the court long before you were a senator, and you do have great depth of knowledge there with the court. It should be a very interesting read. Senator, thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Shannon. And I will say it's a great way. You don't have to be a lawyer to read it. It's a great way to understand what's going on. And you can get it at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere you get books, you can get the book. And I encourage folks to do that.
Yeah. And when you're selling a book, you got to make the shameless plug. So, Senator, best wishes.
Thank you, Shannon.
Gotta do it.